My coaching student John sold over 250K on Amazon his first 10 months for over 30K in profit. And in this video, we're going to walk you through step by step exactly how he found quick success. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Miles. I'm a 25-year-old seven-figure Amazon seller on a mission to help as many of you guys as possible build the business or side hustle of your dreams, flipping name brand products on Amazon this year. And if you're interested in getting similar help to John, check out my coaching program application link down below. If you want unparalleled daily one-on-one access to myself, all my coupons, tips, tricks, and sourcing strategies I don't share anywhere else, and to be around a community of sellers crushing the game, you can apply down below. And let's get right into the video. What's up, John? Thanks for joining me, man.
What's up, dude? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, dude. So it was like a right around 250K revenue, right around 30K profit first 10 months there, right?
Yep.
And I didn't even know you were a college dropout, actually. That's a great thing for the backstory and such too and everything. But you're, young guy, 22. I know you had reselling experience prior to Amazon, very similar to myself, probably similar to some people watching this video with eBay and sneakers and such, man. So you kind of just want to fill us in on, who you are and your reselling experience?
Yeah, for sure. Back in high school, I started reselling sneakers, the hype stuff like Jordans and Yeezys, and got that ball rolling and was profiting probably a couple hundred a month. And then I ended up finding you on Instagram, so that showed me Amazon, which really helped.
Sure. And what was it that kind of was attractive about Amazon specifically? Because what isn't attractive about Amazon sometimes is like, all right, I got to make the account. Now I got to go to the Zoom call to verify, get set up. Now I got to ungate stuff, right? So what kind of saw made you see Amazon as an opportunity?
Yeah, I think just the scalability aspect of it made it, appealing to me. Um, in the sneaker world, it seemed like sourcing was a big hurdle, and I found it a lot easier to find products on Amazon.
Yeah. And there's a lot more volume too, man. Cause like, were you doing StockX or eBay or like Instagram or what were you mainly doing?
Yeah, I was mainly doing StockX. StockX
Yeah.
is great.
Dude, and what was crazy was like, dude, a good listing would sell like once a day across everyone that was on it, right? And there was
Yep.
all types of undercutting issues. Meanwhile, dude, a bad listing on Amazon that's like, I might not buy it is moving like 3 to 5 a day across all sellers, right? So it's, pretty neat and such. Okay. So starting off getting those first couple salesmen, I believe it was last April when you started. What was it kind of like building up that initial momentum? Were you doing predominantly OA? Did you do any RA? Was it FBM? Was it FBA? Let's dig in on those first couple months.
Yeah, so I think the first full month was completely RA. I remember hitting a couple of Kohl's sales, 50% off clearance.
Boom. That's like low key going on right now, man. If you guys are watching this, I think it's still going on. You guys should go try that out. Anyone watching this?
Yeah, bro. It's just buying stuff from Kohl's and then listing it, FBM, quick sales, you learn faster. That's what worked for me.
Yeah, dig in on that specifically though. So a normal OA purchase, buying from like Walmart, for example, it might take 3 to 5 days to get here. And then say you want to FBA that, it might take 1 to 2 weeks, maybe even a little bit more to check into the FBA warehouse. So can you talk about the benefits of merchant fulfilling and shipping that product directly to the customer?
Yeah, exactly. So when you're doing RA and you want to FBM the product, it's such an advantage because as soon as you check out the item, you can have that listed on your ride home and potentially get that sale on the same day. Versus when you're doing FBA, you'd have to, prep the product, send it in, and it takes a lot longer.
Yeah, so you get to learn a lot quicker too, more importantly, right? And the cool thing
Mhm.
too is like some items even make a little bit more profit FBM specifically. So walk us through like what were your big months? So like I know you got started in April. Like what was the first moment where like, oh my gosh, like this really works? And like the big month, like how was December and such?
Oh yeah, my first Q4, I would say, was really eye-opening for me. Um, I pretty much doubled my normal sales and doubled my profit as well. It was just some of my ASINs I was selling out same day.
Yeah, and so what else like walk us through kind of the trend of the revenue the first couple months.
Yeah, first month I think I did around 5K. Second month, 15, and then I think it was my third or fourth month, August, back to school. I saw a lot of opportunity. I think I hit around 25K.
Which is fire, right, dude? Just getting going with something, man. Being able to take home, 4K or whatever profit that is on that 25K, that feels good. It further validates, and like we were talking about off camera, now you know what you're truly capable of, right? Having gone through a back to school, having gone through a Q4, right, and being ready to execute, moving forward and such, right? So, what does your day to day look like these days? Doing, I think it was like probably 20K or so for March 25K. What's kind of your day to day look like? Are you using a prep center, virtual assistants? You doing all the buying yourself? What's that look like?
Yeah, so I do have a full-time job, so this is still, part-time. Just onboarded a VA, which has helped me save a lot of time sourcing, just having those extra 4 to 6 leads to look at per day really helps. I do not have a prep center yet, which I've been slacking on. Um, I'm planning on getting one really soon.
Yeah, well, the cool thing in your case is being in Pennsylvania, man. If there's anyone who shouldn't be using it, it's probably you, right? Because the
Right.
math is so favorable sales tax wise. What did it look like in terms of the virtual assistant hiring process, and what are they helping out with you, and how are you managing them?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to have someone reach out in my Instagram DMs, so that's an advantage of, posting.
For
But
real, man.
yeah, he reached out to me. I did a quick Zoom call and he seemed like he knew what he was doing and I gave him a shot and, I've been with him ever since.
And how long have you had him?
2 months now.
Okay, cool. So you've gone through the process. You made sure, okay, these leads aren't shooting up in competition. You maybe set up a profit share or something like that, because that's like big thing people are unfamiliar with. So talk about what that actually looks like. Like, what is a virtual assistant? How much money they make? Where do they live? Because it's a pretty cool thing that pretty much no one knows about. Even people who have been in the Amazon space a little while watch some of these videos.
My VA is in Afghanistan and his job is basically to find me products to sell on Amazon. He'll put all the products in a spreadsheet and then I'll kind of go through and, either approve them or deny them and just kind of go from there.
Yeah, and the cool thing, guys, is the living costs in countries like Morocco, Pakistan, India, and the Philippines is so much lower than the US that like $3 to $6 an hour goes crazy far there. So the cool thing is, pretty much any work that's done on the computer, you can actually eventually delegate to a virtual assistant. Like, for example, this YouTube video I'm posting is being edited by a virtual assistant. The thumbnail is being made by a virtual assistant. Some of the products in John's Amazon biz are being found by virtual assistants. And you're not going to delegate right away, but that should be on the horizon as a goal for down the line as well, right? Another thing a lot of beginners are struggling with is just sourcing products for online arbitrage. So, what sourcing methods are you predominantly using?
Yeah, mainly keep a product finder and reverse sourcing on SellerAmp.
All right, give us some sauce on Keep a Product Finder, man. What are you rocking with on there?
Yeah, so I'll do I think every seller has a certain amount of like main brands that they sell and I'll plug those in, do the regular 0 to, 100K sales rank and then I'll find that'll give me a list and I'll kind of just filter through and just go through Google and try to find the product.
Yeah, so Keep a Product Finder for unfamiliar is basically a set of filters where you can put in, I only want listings between 0 and 100,000 sales rank. I only want listings where Amazon's out of stock. I only want listings where the competition's dropped by 50% the past 30 days and there's 3+ sellers and less than 10 sellers. Bunch of neat filters there. And I remember literally, dude, right when you were joining, that was right when I was learning. I was sharing it with all you guys in the coach program. It's interesting how that's one of the main sourcing methods we now use, right? We literally learned that together essentially back in the day. And then so in terms of how are you thinking about purchase quantities and stuff, like was a lot of the scale you've been able to achieve, was that finding more ASINs or was it going heavier on the ASINs you are buying?
Yeah, 100%. I think it was just going deeper on what was already working.
Cool.
Um, I think that's most important. In the beginning, I was going super wide, just kind of to see what actually worked, and then as soon as I started doubling down on what was working, that's what really helped me scale.
Got you. And then so you said you still have a full-time job. I wasn't fully sure of that and such. How are you actually managing your time? Because that's something, especially people who have full-time jobs, are a little worried about that getting started with this stuff, man.
Yeah, without the prep center, it's early mornings and late nights, but a lot of prep work and stuff. But I'm hoping to delegate that soon. Yeah, so I usually do my sourcing in the morning. I'll buy all my products then, and then after work, I'm prepping products and getting those FBA shipments out.
And that's the smart thing too, is sourcing in the morning is better than sourcing at night because you get those overnight restocks that come and potentially do. Not that that's like a huge deal, but it definitely doesn't hurt. So what are some tricks you use to actually make items profitable though? Because a lot of people watching this video are doing a lot of product research, are just kind of struggling to get those buy costs down to where they need to be. So what are those that you're using, whether it's like, all right, I love using Sales Gazer or I really like this coupon extension. Like how are you making items profitable?
I'm taking full advantage of all the Chrome extensions. I would say Capital One shopping is most important. Another good one for coupons is Coopert. They
Ooh, that's you
usually
won't hear about that one often, man. That's some sauce right there.
Yep, yep. And then, gift cards is something I've been recently trying to, use more. They've really helped my margins.
Yeah, right, dude. Because the cheaper you can get a product, the more items are profitable for you, and the less items are profitable for other sellers too. So you obviously in a good situation, man, because you're in Pennsylvania. It's favorably sales tax for OA. Is the future going to be more OA, or are you planning to do some wholesale or both?
Yeah, I want to say more OA for now, and then eventually get into wholesale.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, man, you already know what you need to do to get better at it, right? It's either finding more leads or buying more of the leads I'm already selling, right? So I think get to like 50 to 100K a month with OA and then start to mix in some wholesale stuff because, you are in the Philadelphia area. So there's going to be some good supply chain in that area too and such. And so as we finish up here, man, what are some things you would tell yourself if you could go back to last April and May? Beginner seller John, what are you telling him that could help him find success quicker?
Yeah, I think I would tell him to delegate faster. Just getting the VA and realizing how much time that took off my hands, and
How inexpensive it is too, man. You're probably
yeah,
paying, you
yep,
know what I mean, 400 bucks a month. You get 3 hours back a day.
yeah, 100%. I think that's the most important thing.
Got you. Cool. So that, and then keeping it simple, man. Overall, like you did it exactly the same way I did it, man. Just getting started. Simple, simple, simple. Retail arbitrage, OA, storefront stocking, getting those FBM listings up and learning quick, right? Because then you're optimized to scale once you know the basics and such too, and everything. And so you brought up a good point there in the start, right? So your VA actually found you, right? Because you're on social media. Can you talk about like networking with other Amazon sellers and what that's actually looked like? Because that's by far the underutilized hyper growth lever. And it's hard to quantify, right? But talk about that process, man.
Yeah, and it's fun to source with them too, sourcing with the boys, finding the leads. It makes the process a lot more enjoyable, and it'll help you scale.
Yeah, because most people's surface area of luck in regards to finding opportunity with selling on Amazon is just that, right? Sure, you can pay for help from people, as we both have and both have had success with that. But it's really beautiful, like the organic relationships that come out of just, meeting people online and such. Because the cool thing is, in your case, in my case, we know hundreds of other sellers and hundreds of sellers follow us and such, right? So that gives us a way higher chance to be introduced to opportunities randomly when most sellers have quite literally pretty much a 0% chance that have the couple people they know IRL and such. So as we finish up here, man, where can people follow you on social media? Speaking of that.
Yeah, on Instagram and Twitter at John Wads Ecom.
Cool. All right, sweet. So if you're watching this, a couple months down the line, we're expecting to see some way bigger, beautiful orange bars on there as well, John, and such. But job well done for a first year part time, man. And the cool thing is, you know exactly what you need to do to keep this going. And if you guys have any questions, let us know down below. Make sure to follow the boy right there, John Wads Ecom. And thanks for coming on, man. Hope this video was helpful, guys. If you're interested in similar help, check the coaching program application link down below. Watch my video with Kim here, who sold 42K her second month, and my friend David, who's a college kid who did over 200K in just his first December. I'll see you guys in the next one.